ALS is a degenerative disease. The brain cells and the nerve cells that control our muscles are degenerating. They're dying. You're losing. You only start with a certain number, and you're losing those. And so, of course, secondarily, that means the muscles get weak and small and eventually ineffective for movement and breathing and swallowing and speaking.
I never really heard of ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease that much while I was growing up, but I'm amazed at the number of new people that comes each month to our ALS support group meetings that's just been diagnosed, and that's just in Northeast Oklahoma.
The education part is very important. We had no idea what ALS was, or when it said ALS, it didn't ring a bell to what it was. It's a very worthy cause, because there's a lot of fine people that are suffering because of it.
For most people, especially when they've just been diagnosed or they're still early on, they have a lot of questions, I'm educating them about what to expect, and we want to be proactive. But ultimately, talking with people that are there now or have already been there is, I think, the most useful thing, and you get that at support groups. You have people at every stage of ALS and family members, even of ALS patients who have passed away, that still come to support groups and still offer their insight into all the various ways to improve the journey. So of course you get emotional support, but you also get great ideas on all the caregiving things that need to happen and that kind of thing.
Just take life one day at a time and make the most of it.
And stay connected with the people who know what's happening to you and that can be of help to you along the way, because it would be disastrous, I think, if we didn't have the help of the people that are working with MDA.
You know, when we got this diagnosis, Mom's comment was, I'm fearful that you'll have to take care of me. And I said, Mom, we won't live in fear because of our faith and because of the great support that we get through the MDA and the MDA clinic. That really helps us with a lot of our fears, to have that support to navigate through something that's really complicated. But we're so thankful for all the resources that are provided.
We partnered because Dr. Dunaway and I are both neuromuscular specialists. ALS and similar diseases are what we spent an extra year of training learning. This was just the natural step and next thing to do. The need is there in Tulsa for this kind of thing. It's hard to travel to Oklahoma City or Kansas City or Houston or St. Louis, especially in the later stages of the disease, and there's a market and a need for it here in Tulsa.
I'm finding out, did I ever dream whenever I was younger that I would have a disease like this, and how it would affect my family and finances? I didn't plan on this whenever I retired, so there's a huge financial burden with a disease like this, and MDA has resources like that helps people, and it's a huge blessing.
I have had very few ALS patients who are not just wonderful people, and it's a unique situation when you're kind of sharing with somebody the last years of their life. It usually brings out the best in people, and I've had lots of heartwarming experiences, and I've had lots of patients that I'll never forget, and yeah, they're dying, and they know that, and it changes how a person approaches life when they know that. And I'm happy to be part of that and make a difference.